We've got some pretty heavy rain during the second half of the day. Anything we see this morning or at lunchtime today, it's going to look like this, which is really, really light and low impact, but still annoying. We've got Boston very sprinkly right now, steady drizzle in Plymouth, Worcester kind of seeing some intermittent drizzle and fog as well. So your day planner today has us starting with 40s, drizzle, clouds for the morning commute, kind of patchy out there, and then showers really filling in as we move into the late afternoon. I'd say between 5 and 8 is when the heavy, steady rain arrives for most of you. We've got about 1 to 2 inches of rain in the forecast tonight. It's going to be gusty, not just tonight, but it's going to stay pretty windy for your Halloween plans as well. Luckily, coastal impacts are minimized by the fact that we've got astronomical low tides happening right now. Catherine?
All right, I want to start off with the split screen view of my map so you can see the main map over here, and we do have our moderate volume as you're heading up the expressway, normal stretch for that, coming down through the Cloverleaf as well. But I wanted to zoom in on this area north of Boston. So this is where we have that rollover on 495 going northbound over by 38 right in Tewksbury. We have a little moderate delay. It looks a little bit more pronounced here because we are zoomed way in. At this point, though, I think just a few extra minutes will be fine. That's going to take care of you out there. We do also have a stall coming in on the Leverett southbound over by Route 1. So I'm not seeing it in this particular shot. It could just be before or after that camera, but we are picking up a little steam there with that volume heading into the O'Neill Tunnel and heading over to Storrow Drive. South of Boston, we look okay. We're a little bit slow, though. Brockton into about Avon right now. Otherwise, pretty predictable in terms of where that volume is setting up. We're going to talk about some weather impacts when I'm back in 10 that we had in the Merrimack Valley. It was the one on 495 northbound. No residual delays. Lowell Connector, we have a brand new crash over by 495, and you can see that Route 3 volume getting a little bit heavier there, just locally coming down from 495. 95 southbound, we have a crash before Route 1 Newbury Street, not really causing much in the way of travel headaches. And we also had that word of a stall on the Lever Connector going southbound as you were over by Route 1. I just don't see it on our camera. Could be before or after that, but I want to make you aware of it. Certainly the Zachem as you're heading south and into the O'Neill Tunnel is getting a bit busier. Split screen of the map. There's that report of the stall right there. But I did want to zoom in so that you could see this crash. So this is 95 going northbound. It's over by Route 1, and we do have a heavy delay as you're making your way back towards Mansfield, back towards 495. So you can see Route 1 right there alongside it. That's looking nice and green. Maybe you want to take advantage of that. 24 is slow. Brockton all the way up to 93, and Route 3 as well as you're approaching the Weymouth area. So let me send you over to Shiri right now. Shiri, you're watching the rain here, and you're also watching Melissa.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got the ride into school this morning, kind of sprinkly out there. The ride back from school could still have a couple drops. So I'm going to say grab a jacket with a hood, grab the umbrella, have everything good to go for today. It's not going to be pouring during daylight hours, but we do have that heavy rain moving in this evening, and this is where it's coming from, you guys. It's going to fill in from the west and the south. I can walk you through our timeline here because Futurecast doesn't have much this morning. Again, I'm stepping in. I'm reminding you it is going to be kind of misty, sprinkly at times, even possibly this afternoon. But between about 5 and 8 p.m., we've got steady and heavy rain that moves in. So that's going to correlate with the evening commute. So expect some normal rainy slowdowns. We've also got pouring rain that will continue into your dinner time and overnight plans. So while you're sleeping tonight, you're going to hear the howling rain. You're going to hear the howling wind, rather, and the pounding rain. And I'd say that goes until about 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. You can see we're already working on some improvements in the Boston area by about 5 a.m. So I think the morning commute tomorrow should be okay. There might be a couple problem spots where maybe some leaves clog the drains, but otherwise tomorrow morning looks pretty quiet. During the afternoon, you can see a couple dots of green. This is for Friday. Maybe an isolated sprinkle out there with most of you staying dry. The big story tomorrow is going to end up being the wind. So between today and tonight, we're looking at about 1 to 2 inches of rain, you guys. This is going to be locally heavy. Some spots could see 3 or even 4 inches, depending on how those downpours track. You're going to sleep through, I'd say, the worst of it, but it's going to be a pretty solid rain. Temperatures are going to be in the 50s today. We're also 50s tomorrow, but tomorrow is dry. It's breezy. You can see some of these winds. I think I'm going to have to slow down some of those blowing leaves. It's a little distracting, but about 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts here in the greater Boston area. gusts up to 50 miles per hour tomorrow evening on the Cape. So that is your breezy but dry trick-or-treating forecast. For those of you wondering what the heck to wear, I'm going to say grab a jacket because temperatures are going to be dropping into the 40s. With that wind, there's going to be a little bit of a wind chill. Melissa, we continue to watch as it moves away from the Bahamas towards Bermuda today, and the weekend pick is going to be Sunday.
Soldiers Field Road into Storrow Drive looking maybe a little bit damp, but the traffic is moving well. Main view of the map, again, seeing a little bit more color out there, but not too many incidents. So let me send you over to Shiri right now. And Shiri, it's the calm before the storm for me and for you.
Yeah, it is. I mean, let's start with a look at the weather from your window this morning because it's already damp out there. I mean, it's not pouring, but you can see the drops on the lens here outside the Boston 25 News studio. We've got soggy roads as well. It is sprinkly. It is drizzly now, and I'd say you've got that for the morning commute today in the greater Boston area. Temperatures will be in the 40s. We've got some patchy drizzle out there. It's not something that's like weather alert worthy yet, but it will be for the evening commute when we get much more of this heavy, steady rain moving in. It will arrive from the west. It will arrive from the south and close in on us. We can time things out here. We're looking at both wind gusts and rain potential. And at noontime today, kind of like now, I think we could have some patchy sprinkles, winds gusting like 20 miles per hour. Not a big deal. This is like low impact weather. Is it great outside? No, but this is not high impact weather. Things go downhill during the evening commute. So between about 5 and 8 p.m., we've got some gusty winds and some heavier, steadier rain that move in, and that is going to continue overnight tonight. So as you're doing dinner time, getting ready for bed, you guys, wind gusts here like 30, maybe even 40 miles per hour on the Cape and the islands. Heavy pockets of rain that go straight through the overnight. I'm thinking by 5 a.m. rain's over in Boston and the winds start to ease up, but you'll see we get another round of some gusty winds that develop tomorrow afternoon and evening. This is for trick-or-treating. I've got winds gusting about 30 to 40 miles per hour in most of southern New England, gusts possibly as high as 50 for the outer Cape and Nantucket. So even though the trick-or-treat forecast tomorrow looks mostly cloudy, mostly dry, it looks pretty darn windy out there. This afternoon, I'm going to give you highs in the mid and upper 50s with developing rain. Tomorrow, it's going to be mid to upper 50s with developing wind. As far as your trick-or-treating forecast goes, let's count on it being windy and dry. I'm thinking temperatures slip back into the 40s in time for trick-or-treating. So you add a little wind on top of that, we're going to have a little wind chill. I think you'll probably appreciate some warmer jackets because of that. Now, also, because the wind sticks around not just tomorrow, but into your Saturday plans, I would not plan on doing yard cleanup on Saturday. Your better day for that is when it's calm and cool on Sunday.